G'day and welcome to the show, and welcome to Coober Pedy, South Australia, our kick-off point for a 4-part journey from here right through to the edge of the Kimberley. Now, the whole lot's been made possible by our good mates at WUDU Caravans and the Caravan Industry Association of Australia. Why don't you jump in, come along as we show you what's up down under.
It's time to see this land of wonder. It's time to go and see what's up down under. What's up down under.
On this journey, we're starting in Coober Pedy before heading off to Kings Creek Station. Then we'll travel on to Alice Springs before exploring the mighty Tanami track. And we'll be finishing our journey in Fitzroy Crossing. And with us on this adventure is the off-road ready Off-Grid and the always reliable trooper from our great mates at WUDU Caravans. Now, as I just said, we're kicking off right here in Coober Pedy. I've just arrived and already I know this town's a little bit different. They live under the ground, not on top of the ground, and where I just had my breakfast, the salt was in the pepper shaker and the pepper was in the salt shaker. I'm going to go and check into my digs and get out there and find out what makes this place tick. Coober Pedy is a small town with a population of approximately 1,800 people, often referred to as the opal capital of the world due to it having over 70 opal fields and being the largest opal mining area on the planet. Coober Pedy has plenty of things to see and do around town and around the area. To plan your holiday journey to a beautiful place like this, our mates at the Caravan Industry Association of Australia can help. Just visit letsgocaravanandcamping.com.au, your guide to caravan, RV and holiday parks across Australia. And while spending our time here, we've chosen to stay at the Oasis Tourist Park, and I caught up with George to learn all about it. George, thanks for having us here at the Oasis Tourist Park. Mate, what do you got here for the visitor when they come to town?
We have a lot here, right? We have a very unique swimming pool, which people absolutely love. We have a games room, which the kids absolutely love. And then, you know, we've got all other facilities here that they ask for. We've got a barbecue area, anything they want.
So what sort of sites have you got available?
3 different types of cabins. We've got powered sites, we've got unpowered sites. Yeah, so we've got everything people want.
All right, George, so where are you going to put us for the next couple of nights?
Right, since you've just rocked up now, I will now put you into my dugout called Digger's Dream.
Digger's Dream, the
Digger's
dugout.
Dream.
Now this sounds interesting.
And that's underground, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy that.
So what's in Digger's Dream?
It's 4 bedrooms, a pool table, TV, cooking facilities, everything that you want.
I can't wait to see that, mate. I'm going to go and settle in there, and then what do you reckon I should go and look at around town next?
Well, there's a lot to see. Right, you can go to the underground churches, you can go to the mines, Old Timers Mine, plenty to do.
Now, we visit some great holiday parks on this show, and we've made it easy for you to enjoy them as well. Visit holidayparksdownunder.com.au and start planning your holiday today. Now, I'm going to take George's advice and check out the Old Timers Mine. Well, as I always say, why would you knock back a bit of good local knowledge? So the Old Timers Mine it is. Let's go and check it out. It's a self-guided tour. You get your map, it's got all the information, follow the numbers, make your way around in the 100-year-old mine. What could possibly go wrong? I've done mazes before, catch you soon. Well, as we found out, thanks to our mate George, one of the iconic things about Coober Pedy is actually living under the ground. But extend it to this. Imagine if you were here as a miner and you want to live close to work. Simple. Just dig yourself a home right next to your mine shaft. Want to extend the family? Need another bedroom? Not a problem. Start digging. You keep coming across this interesting stuff, like this little ladder that's cut into the wall here. This is how the miners used to get in and out back in the good old days. You know, pre-workplace health and safety. So not only do you get to explore the old mine, there's actually a museum here as well, where you can look at the mining history and the history of the lifestyle of living here in Coober Pedy. Well, it's not often you go to a museum and you find out where things actually started, because that little rock there beside me that you can see in this museum was found right here in Coober Pedy. But guess what? Coober Pedy didn't exist then, because that opal there, found by the Hutchison family, is what started all of this. Well, as with every good tourist attraction, at the end, they've got the good old gift shop. Now, normally you get to get a tin mug and a T-shirt, but here, bit of opal for you. Just have a look around. I'm going to do exactly that, and while I'm doing that, why don't you check out what's on for the rest of the show today. On today's show, we'll go quad biking, and we'll be heading off to Alice Springs. But stick around, because coming up after the break, we'll be back on the road heading to Kings Creek Station.
What's up down under?
This journey has been proudly brought to you by our great mates at Lotus Caravans. For more information on their range, jump onto lotuscaravans.com.au. After a great stay in Coober Pedy, it was time for us to get on the road and head on to Kings Creek Station. Well, obviously I can't tow 2 caravans on my own. I've got my old mate Borgie along, who I normally work with on Camper Trailer Lifestyle. So he's pulling the other Lotus and he's making the trip with me up to the Kimberley. Hey Borgie, how you going out there today, mate?
Going absolutely awesome, mate. Sun's shining, beautiful day, ready to hit the road ahead.
Big day behind the wheel, mate. About 9 hours we've got in front of us. What's your tip to make that a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more enjoyable?
Mate, you've got to keep yourself entertained. So, yeah, I've got a couple of driving games I like to try and stick to. So, you know those little white lines you see in the middle of the road, little broken lines?
Copy that.
Mate, I like to try and count them and see how many there is between basically each stop.
What do you like to jam in the cab with you there to keep you occupied, mate?
Yeah, mate, look, at the end of the day, I think it's all about just keeping your eyes on the road and you know, having a good look around and really taking everything in. A lot of people say there's not much to look at while you're out on these roads, but I reckon that's the real beauty of it. That's take it all in, mate. It's not every day you get to look at, I suppose, vast open plains of nothingness, and that's what it's all about.
You know what, you're dead right, and personally, I get the best thinking done driving on these sorts of roads where you haven't got a lot of stuff to distract you as you're driving along. So if there's anything you want to roll us around inside your head and get sorted out, a drive like this is definitely the one to do it. How's that van going, mate?
Mate, I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with it so far. It's towing like a dream. I actually haven't seen it wobble around there once, even going past road trains and things like that. And yeah, mate, very impressed so far.
They glue to the road well, mate. They're well balanced, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Mate, even hitting these little bumps and things, it's not bouncing around the place. And I don't know about you, but I've seen a couple of other vans basically over the last day or so that I've just seen wobbling around, and this thing just sticks behind the car and doesn't move. It's unreal.
Well, there's still a long drive to go before we get to Kings Creek Station, and while we keep keeping on, why don't you have a look at this from our mates at Red Arc?
Well, we're out here on the road, and one thing I've come to realise is the caravans and camper trailers of today have got a heck of a lot more gizmos and gadgets in them. Not to worry though, the guys at Red Arc have got us covered. Red Vision by Red Arc is a total vehicle management system. It allows you to control multiple onboard devices, such as turning the lights on, the inverter, water pumps, you name it. It even allows you to monitor your water levels, your temperatures, and your battery power levels. Now, what's really cool about Red Vision is it allows you to download an application which controls all of the accessories inside your caravan or your camper trailer individually. So if you want to turn the lights on, no worries, just press the button.
Want to turn the water pump on or off?
No worries, just press the button. Just download the app, press a few buttons, and away you go. It's that easy. One really cool feature about this system is if you drive off and leave half of your accessories on, it's smart enough to turn them off for you. But don't worry about the beers, they'll still stay cold, it'll keep the fridge on for you. I'll tell you what, if you want to check out more of the Red Arc range, check out redarc.com.au.
Stick around, because coming up after the break, we arrive in Kings Creek Station.
What's up down under?
This show proudly brought to you by Stratton Finance. You find a way to escape, Stratton will find a finance deal that's right for you. Visit stratton.com.au/WUDU for more details.
After the long drive from Coober Pedy, we arrived at a little piece of paradise, Kings Creek Station, and I caught up with Ian to learn all about it. I've caught up with Ian, who's the king of King Creek Station. How are you, mate? Hey, you've got to give someone some accolades where you can.
Yeah, all right.
Mate, what's the history?
Oh, Started this in 1981. Well, we were living a couple of k's in the bush further back. Then I noticed the surveyors coming down here, putting a road in. And I realised there was nice desert oaks here, so we decided we'd put in some place that people could camp at. So we've gone from there to upmarket accommodation and downmarket accommodation. And the attraction here is that it's a bush campground with all the facilities, but it's also one of the only campgrounds where you can still light fires. And when you go camping, mate, you got to have a fire, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what sort of other things have you got as far as attractions for people to enjoy while they're on the station?
It's mainly tours that we do. We've got the helicopters, of course. The helicopters fly into the George Gill Ranges, the beautiful George Gill Ranges. You can do any length of time you like, and in fact you can go from here to Ayers Rock if you like. We also have aircraft coming in every day from Ayers Rock. We've got a magnificent airstrip here. We are just starting off station tours in a 6-seater buggy. Of course, the final thing is we've got quad rides, which is a variety of different ones. There's one that we do to our old drovers camp.
Well, mate, you caught my ear with that quad bike tour, so I might grab Borgie and see if we can get ourselves onto one of those a little bit later. But before I do that, why don't you check out this Lotus caravan?
Now, our good friends at Lotus are currently with us on the road from Coober Pedy to the Kimberleys, but I happen to have Wayne from Lotus here with me today. G'day, g'day.
Hi, Ant. Good to see you again.
You too. Now, Wayne, you brought along the Freelander today. It's a very impressive looking van.
Yeah, they're a great van. Lots of customers taking them all around Australia, take you anywhere you want to go in Australia. Full off-road van and full of features that will take you to any part of Australia. From 17-inch wheels standard to match any four-wheel drive out there, down to our independent suspension from G&S, which is control rider with dual shockers. Fantastic van.
And it's really beautiful with the checker plating, isn't it?
Yeah, we go for different colours. George, the owner of Lotus, is very big on the looks of our vans. We have a million different colours, but this particular one, he's gone for the charcoal look and it's become very popular with our customers out there.
Now, you're connected with the caravan industry of Australia, aren't you?
Yeah, look, every consumer should look for the RV map key, which is on every van. And it just proves that that van is a compliant product to Australian rules.
Now, Wayne, I was really impressed with the outside, but inside is absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, they're great. It's just like a new house. We've got all the new cabinetry. It's made in modules, just like a new kitchen. It's a fantastic look.
And the beautiful leather lounge suites, they're actually Italian leather, aren't they?
Italian leather, that's real, yeah.
That's no joke.
It's a great feature. Full ovens, filtered taps in here, microwaves, three-way fridges. You can have compressor fridges if you want them. We've even got soft close drawers. And included in that for off-road travel, there's independent key locks to every drawer, just so it doesn't drop out when you're on corrugations.
The lighting's great too. I love all the LEDs above the cabinetry.
Everything's full LED system right through, so with your solar system you can camp out as long as you like, anywhere you like.
Wayne, I am really impressed with this van and all of the Lotus range, and if anyone out there would like to know more about it, where can they head?
lotuscaravans.com.au.
How'd you like that caravan? Own it sooner and call Stratton Finance today.
One of the activities you can do while you're here at Kings Creek Station is to go out for a quad bike tour. Borgie, what do you reckon, mate?
Mate, quad bikes, Outback Australia, perfect idea.
Made for each other. Now, Alan has put his hand up to take us out there and show us around, so why don't you reckon we put our backsides in the saddle and get out and have some fun. Well, I reckon that's about as much fun as you could have at Kings Creek Station with your clothes on. Al, what does everyone see when you bring them out here for a tour?
It depends on what they do. If we do a 1 hour ride, we go up to a set of tanks up on 2 ridges out, look back over the George Gill Range, talk about the station. If we do the 2.5 hour ride, we go to a Aboriginal rock carving site, which is dated about, the newest stuff's about 20,000 years old and the oldest stuff's about 40,000 years old.
So if you get someone who's not comfortable riding quad bike, is there another option?
Yeah, we've just purchased a 6-seater, so the older people or the people with kids can come out and have a bit of a look around the country, and we'll probably do much the same sort of thing.
How long have you been here, mate?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years too long.
8 years too long.
Nah, I just love it. Good people to work for, freedom to roam around and have a bit of a look around, and chasing cattle and camels and all that sort of thing. So it's just a young fella's dream, and I'm only an old fella.
Mate, I feel as though I want to see a little bit more of this place. What do you reckon we hit the track again?
Yeah, let's go and do it.
Let's do that. Well, quad biking around Kings Creek Station is definitely a win. And if you feel like you want to win, then why don't you check out our competitions, both online or like this one.
What's Up Down Under, Camper Trailer Lifestyle and Stratton Finance have teamed up with Windsor Caravans and Kamek to bring you this year's major prize valued at over $52,000. You could win this awesome Windsor Hybrid XC and put yourself in the most remote areas and enjoy the comforts of home. The Windsor Hybrid XC is uniquely designed for the campers that love the outdoor lifestyle. The major prize includes a complete outdoor lifestyle pack from our mates at Kamek, including this Kamek floor matting. Place your free entry every day by visiting the What's Up Down Under or Camper Trailer Lifestyle websites. Follow the links to the competition page. It's that easy. There's more chances to win with our runner-up prizes. Win one of 10 Family Parks $100 gift vouchers and one of 5 $500 gift vouchers from our new mates at Bob Jane T-Marts. The Windsor Hybrid Camper Trailer Outdoor Lifestyle Competition has begun. So enter now and get outdoors.
Stick around because coming up after the break, we head off to Alice Springs.
What's up down under?
This journey has been proudly brought to you by our great mates at Bob Jane T-Marts. For more information on their products and services, jump onto bobjane.com.au.
If you're purchasing a new RV, make sure it displays the RV map key. Find out why your RV map key is the key to your peace of mind at caravanindustry.com.au.
Well, if you're chasing any more information on anything you've seen on today's episode, our online magazine will be the perfect spot for you to find it. Just go to our website, whatsupdownunder.com.au, click on the magazines tab, download the magazine or subscribe to them and they'll just come to you in future. It was time for us to leave Kings Creek Station and for us to make our way to Alice Springs. Time to fuel up. No fuel coming through here. There it comes. It's the magic of the fuel bowser, isn't it? We're leaving Kings Creek Station, we're heading to Alice Springs. It's going to be a good drive. Not a big drive, but it's a beautiful day out there, and we'll see you in Alice Springs. Naturally, you've got to keep yourself alert no matter where you're driving and where you're going, but out here in the Northern Territory, it steps up a little bit. You see, the speed limit on a lot of the roads here is 130 kilometres an hour. Now, not many of us tow our caravans at $1.30, so be aware of those around you. They are going to want to overtake you, trucks, buses included, so stay in communication with them. We're normally sitting on channel 18 when we're towing caravans, but they're all on channel 40. So if you see one coming up behind you, just jump onto channel 40, give him a call, let him know that you're there and you're happy for him to come around. Now he'll either let you know when he's ready, or if you see a little bit of clear road ahead, give a little flick on the right end indicator, tells him that you're alert, you're watching where he's going. He's got 3 trailers behind him most of the time, remember? And not the easiest things to drive. When he gets past, give you a little flash with your headlights. That'll tell him that he's clear of you and you're right for him to pull back in. He'll pull back in, indicate right, indicate left, indicate right, and that's his way of saying, thanks very much, old mate, for sharing the road with me, not being a road gremlin. That's the tip for today. I shall give Borgie a call. Hey Borgie, I see you having a chat this morning with Ian at Kings Creek Station. What were you gas bagging about, mate?
Yeah, mate, I was having a bit of a chinwag with him. We're actually talking about just how over the last few years he's been based out of the station there, and apparently he's been the first on scene for an accident, around 12 accidents that were quite serious over the last couple of years, mate. And yeah, he was basically just telling me, like, you know, the speed that people are travelling at out there, it's catching them by surprise in some of those corners, and you know, wildlife and a bit of stock on the road and that sort of thing seem to be the main, basically the main
causes for an accident out there, so people really got to keep an eye out, I think.
What you've just said is another awesome tip for travelling the Northern Territory particularly. You do have stock on the road. There's a big properties up here and a lot of them are not fenced.
And the biggest thing he sort of says was, you know, driving on dusk or during the night, you just can't see the cattle on the road, mate, so it's obviously a good idea just to try and stick to daylight hours and yeah, really keep your eyes pinned wide open, mate.
Yeah, dead right, mate, and especially this time of year, which is of course the time where most people come up into the Territory. It's winter, so it's a little cooler, and that's why we come out to enjoy it. The trouble is the nights are cold, but the road holds some warmth, and the cattle love just getting out there and laying on that warm bitumen all night. You get a dead black beast sitting on the middle of the road, he's very hard to see, especially when you're a bit weary, so be very careful while you're travelling at night.
I'll tell you something else that I found quite interesting that Ian was talking about there was, you know, to make sure that you've always got a bit of a safety kit inside the car as well. So a first aid kit, but also some basic supplies just in case you get stuck out there, especially overnight, or even if you have an accident and you need to be, if you're there stranded for a couple of hours, you know, little things like a blanket on board, a bit of water, you know, a couple of the basic sort of supplies, mate, they can go a heck of a long way if trouble strikes.
Well, we're just about to roll into Alice Springs, but unfortunately that's all we've got time for today. Don't worry though, we'll be back next time to continue our journey from Coober Pedy right through to the edge of the Kimberley. Now the whole thing's been made possible by our good mates at Lotus Caravans and the Caravan Industry Association of Australia. I'll catch you then as we show you what's up down under.
What's up down under?